I'm Jody with United Pawnbrokers out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Today I have a vintage double stack 9mm. This is the Smith & Wesson Model 59. So the Smith & Wesson Model 59 was originally commissioned by the U.S. Navy to kind of be a high capacity version of the Smith & Wesson 39 Mark 22 Hush Puppy. The Smith & Wesson Model 59 was originally commissioned by the U.S. Navy, and it was supposed to be a high-capacity version of the Smith & Wesson Model 39 that was also known as the Mark 22 Hush Puppy. It was originally designed with a steel frame, but it was later produced for the civilian market in the aluminum frame. There are a few variants out there that do not have any kind of checkering or texturing on both the front and the back straps. They are a little bit more desirable. This is the more common version that has both. You can kind of see just a little bit of it underneath this grip here. It was produced from 1971 to 82, and it was replaced with the Smith & Wesson Model 459, which was then produced until 1988. Once again, this particular gun does have some aftermarket wraparound Pachmayr grips. These grips are quite old, and very little of the rubber texture is actually still there. It works as a hard plastic now. But for the features of this gun, you would originally have two separate grips that have a little bit more of a pebble texture instead of the checkering, and I don't believe they had a thumb rest built into them. This gun has I believe 13 plus 1 round capacity, and you can utilize later Smith & Wesson mags such as this 15 rounder. It gives just a little bit of a pinky extension. For the rear and the front, once again, we do have some grooves up front. You can't see it because of that wraparound grip. You do have a single-sided magazine release. This gun is double action and single action. This gun does have a magazine disconnect safety, which was very common with many of the Smiths at the time. So you do have a quite nice double action. You can also cock the hammer to be in single action. Very nice single action on this gun. Being a 59, it does have the older rounded trigger guard, and it does have just a little bit of a shroud to kind of protect from dust up front. For the slide and everything up top, you do have some nice aggressive grooves on the hammer. You have a single-sided safety decocker. You have some rear slide serrations. Of course, all the Smith & Wesson markings on the slide. Up front, you do have a bushing system similar to a 1911. This particular gun does have the rear adjustable sights with a ramp front sight. Looks like it has been painted at one point. Not a whole lot left of it. But you have almost a dark black target sight. For the dimensions of this particular firearm, weighs about 30 ounces, so it is quite heavy, especially considering the capacity. It has an overall length of just over 7.5 inches. Has a 4-inch barrel, about 5.5 inches tall, and with the grips, it's about 1.5 inches wide. So it is a very wide pistol, but a very popular one back in the 80s as a law enforcement side piece. So come and check it out. Thank you.